In our world, there are truths that we all accept. The sky is blue, water is wet, and cats are better than dogs. Mathematics also has truths that hold no matter the value being discussed. Algebraic identities keep a value the same, while algebraic inverses undo each other. 0 is the most powerful number, and negatives turn everything around. Algebra depends on these rules to help make sense of what we see in the world. And when you learn to use them, you'll be one step closer to mastering the art of mathematics. Algebraic identities are operations that return the same value that we started with. So say we started with a value. We'll call it x to show that this could work for any value. If we add 0 to x, the result is x because no value is added or taken away. 0 is the additive identity. We can also multiply x by 1 with a result of x because one group of x items will only contain those x items. 1 is our multiplicative identity. Finally, x to the first power will result in x because 1 multiplied by x one time is x. The first power is our power identity. We also have algebraic inverses that reverse an operation. Once again, we will start with x to represent any number. If we start with the number x, adding the opposite value, negative x, will yield a result of 0. This is called an additive inverse and tells us that adding and subtracting are inverse operations. Furthermore, multiplying x by its reciprocal, in this case 1 over x, will give us a result of 1. Remember that a reciprocal is just a fraction where the numerator and denominator have been swapped. Multiplying by the reciprocal is the equivalent of dividing x by x. This is called the multiplicative inverse. It also shows us that multiplication and division are inverse operations. Finally, we have a number x raised to some power. We'll call it y. This can be undone by taking the root with the same index, y, resulting in x. We call this the yth root. This can also work in the opposite direction. Given the y root of x, raising it to the y power will result in x. Therefore, powers and radicals are inverse operations. Next, we can talk about rules with 0. We already know that adding 0 won't change the value of a number. However, if we multiply by 0, essentially getting 0 groups of something, the result is 0. Furthermore, any number to the 0 power results in 1 times that number 0 times, which leaves just 1. Never divide by 0. It's not allowed. Lastly, let's look at the effect of negatives. Multiplying or dividing any number by a negative changes the sign. Any negative number is technically its positive multiplied by negative 1. For instance, negative x equals x times negative 1. Also, negative powers divide 1 by the positive version of that power. For example, x to the negative n power is equal to 1 over x to the positive n power. All these facts can come together to help guide us as we solve problems. If we get a little creative, they can be used to help us simplify expressions more effectively. In this video, we covered some basic mathematical truths about algebraic identities and inverses, as well as 0 and negative numbers.